On number 13, it asks for the vertex and the axis of symmetry of this quadratic. Right now, the easiest way to do that is to use your graphing calculator. So you're going to go to your y equals. I still have my equations in there from number 12, so I'm going to clear those out. And I'm going to go in and enter this quadratic, x squared plus 8x plus 18. Now remember, the vertex can either be at the bottom of the parabola, which we call that a minimum, or it can be at the top of the parabola, which we call that a maximum. And so I'm going to look at my graph, and I can see that my vertex is at the bottom of that parabola, so it's called a minimum. I could tell that from the equation as well, because remember, if a is positive, it's going to open up, which means you have a minimum. If a, the number in front of x squared, had been negative, it would flip it upside down, which would mean your vertex is a maximum. So we knew that it was going to be a minimum before we looked at the graph, but it's always good to check anyway. So to find that vertex, I'm going to go to the calc menu just like I did for the solutions on 11 and 12. But this time I'm not looking for the point of intersection. I'm looking for either the minimum or the maximum. And remember, ours was at the bottom, so it's a minimum. So I'm going to press number 3 for minimum. It's going to ask me 3 questions, but you can't just enter your way through these. Left bound means it wants to have your cursor to the left of the vertex. Now, as you can see, I can't see my cursor right now, but it's telling me it's at x equals 0. Well, x is 0 right here, so that means it's off my screen up here where x is 0. So I'm going to use my left cursor to bring it back down to where I can see it, and now I can move it over to the left side of my vertex. So it doesn't have to be at a specific spot, just somewhere to the left. Press enter. Now it's going to ask you for the right bound, so you're going to move your cursor to the right of the vertex somewhere and press enter. And then for the guess, you can just press enter. Make sure you don't write down your answer until you see it says minimum above that. Now, the little negative signs are sometimes hard to see, but that's negative 3.999999. So remember, that 0.99999 makes that go up. That 3 becomes a 4. So my x is actually negative 4, and my y is 2. So I can look at my choices here. This one has a negative 4 too. This one, the signs are wrong. This one, the sign is wrong. And this one is negative 4 and 2. And so one of these answers is correct. So now I've got to look at the axis of symmetry. Remember, the axis of symmetry is that vertical line that goes through your vertex. And all vertical lines are going to have an x equals equation. So all of these are good. But remember, the x equals is equaling the x of your vertex. So what was the x of my vertex? Negative 4. So which one of these is correct? This one, because it says x equals negative 4. It's always the x of your vertex. This one had it equal to the y of my vertex. So this one was wrong. A is the correct answer.